Did you know that basting your quilt together could become one of your favorite parts of the process?
The quilt basting bar comes unassembled and consists of two end boards and a center board. This is the 72-inch quilt basting bar, and longer ones will have extra center pieces. To assemble, place a screw with a pin nut at each end and one in the center. Assemble each joint between the boards with a screw and a wing nut. Make them finger tight and place all of the wing nuts and pin nuts on the same side of the board so it sits flat on your work table and it's ready to baste your quilt. You can choose any work table that will support your quilt. A dining room table works good, or I'm using a 70 by 30-inch portable table. Prepare your quilt layers ahead of time by folding them in quarters so that the narrowest dimension and a double fold is at the top. And starting with the backing fabric, place the center folded corner on the center pin nut and open the fold to place along the basting bar and pin through the pin nuts on each end to secure it. Open the remaining fold to spread out the quilt backing flat on your table. Repeat this process with the batting, centering the center fold on the center pin nut. Open it out flat, and then the top of the quilt should be wrong side out when folded. Center it on your pin nut, open it out, and unfold the remaining fold until it's all spread out and smooth. All three layers will be centered vertically and horizontally across the basting bar. Place a pin nut in the center pin nut, and then your quilt is ready to be pinned. Begin pinning at the center. Feel for the oval cutouts along the basting bar. They're about 6 inches apart. Place a pin through each one until you reach one edge, and then go back to the center and repeat the process, pinning through each of the cutouts until you get to the opposite edge. The cutouts in the basting bar are easy to feel with your fingers when you're putting the pins through, and it should go right in quickly and easily until you get to the other edge. Now it's time to start a new row 6 inches away from the first one. You take a little ruler, and with a piece of masking tape you can put a little mark 6 inches away. Repeat this process of repositioning and pinning each row until you reach the bottom edge of your quilt. When one half of the quilt has been pinned, return to the center and measure 6 inches in the other direction to reposition and start a new row. Continue until the other half has been finished and all the pins in the quilt are in place. Now that the quilt is all finished, we can flip it over and check the back, and you can see that it's all smooth and the pins are in place, and this quilt is ready to be finished. You can place your pins any distance apart by placing them closer together or further apart, and you can also use the basting bar to thread baste your quilt or hand tie it with yarn or embroidery floss, which is a fun way to finish your quilt, and it would then be all ready for binding. The Quilt Basting Bar by Sewing Mates can be your answer to loving every step of the process of finishing your quilts.